Hey, good morning, guys. It's Donald and Mary, and we're here to bring you your morning weather, water, and trail chatter report. And so Mary's going to start with the weather and water, and after we have some trail chatter. All right, take it away.
Thank you, Donald. All right, good morning, everybody. Right now in Blairsville, it's 71 degrees and mostly cloudy. Today, we're looking at a high of 82 degrees with light rain this morning and scattered thunderstorms for the afternoon. There is an 80% chance of rain. And then tonight, 65 degrees, partly cloudy early with increasing clouds overnight. Winds will be light and variable today and tonight. Up on Blood Mountain today, we're looking at a high of 75 degrees, dropping to 71 over the afternoon. So showers and thunderstorms are likely after 9 a.m., mostly sunny, 5-mile-per-hour winds, and a 70% chance of rain. Tonight, 65 degrees, showers and thunderstorms likely before 9 p.m., and then partly cloudy overnight. There are 5-mile-per-hour winds and a 70% chance of rain. Water is good for the most part on the trail. Make sure you're topping off at Hawk Mountain. Slaughter Creek Hawk Mountain Shelter before you continue north until you get to Justice Creek. There is no water. And then Slaughter Creek, as you're hiking north towards Blood Mountain, that's your last chance for water going over Blood. Now, I did pick a rider up at Hogpen Gap last night, and he was planning on hiking up to Franklin, but he decided to get off the trail and go back to his car. He had checked the water source at Hogpen Gap, and there was no water flowing there. So Hogpen Gap water source is dry, and he decided that he was not going to get all the way to the next shelter with the water source, so he was ready to get off and just be cautious. He said it was quite hot. All right, a reminder, it's warm out, sun shining, snakes are out. Let's remember to stay off the group of boulders up on Cow Rock. It does have a nest of copperheads, and of course in the nice weather snakes will be out on rocks and across the trail, so just take some extra caution. Donald, I'm going to turn this over to you now, and we can talk about some other things we have going on out here.
Sure, thank you.
You are welcome.
All right,
So-
let's see what we got going on.
I left off starting there.
All right. Okay, and so bears, we have all shelters open in the Smokies. Campsites 90, 13, 23, 59, and 96 are closed. We have bear warnings at Charlie's Bunyan. Campsites 21, 86, 15, 64, and 65. They all have a bear warning. All right, we do have a hiker death at the Grand Canyon at the Kaibab Trail, so I'm going to read what Mary has here. So the Grand Canyon Regional Communications Center received a report of an unresponsive hiker on the South Kaibab Trail below Cedar Ridge on July 8th. So bystanders started CPR while National Park Service medical personnel and volunteers arrived on foot. All attempts to resuscitate the individual were unsuccessful. The hiker was a 67-year-old male attempting to reach the Colorado River for an overnight at Phantom Ranch. He had turned around at Skeleton Point and was heading back up when this occurred. Probably wasn't feeling well.
Right, I would assume so. He was turning around. He probably thought that was his best recourse to get back up out of there.
Yeah. In the summer temperatures on the exposed part of the trail, it can reach 120 degrees. In addition, with pre-existing medical conditions can compound physical stress during peak heat hours of between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Park rangers strongly advise against hiking in the inner canyon during those hours. Take extreme caution planning hikes. An investigation on the incident is being conducted. No further information at this time. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, we have a hiker that is recovering after crews rescued her Monday from the La Luz Trail in the Sandia Mountains near Albuquerque. Rescuers found her about halfway up the trail. She was unable to walk. They treated her and said she was able to walk down on her own. Albuquerque Fire and Rescue Police responded. They say it's a good reminder to be prepared when hiking. Have enough water, snacks, sun protection. Be prepared for anything.
That's right. I think that's a good reminder, no matter what conditions you're coming out in, the heat, the cold, and everything else, always be prepared.
Yeah. So the Kaibob Trail thing, man. I mean, honestly, the authorities have been warning about it for a month that I know of at least. And so it shows how people disregard the rules, the regulations, the DNR, and the park services are putting out there. Man, they're literally telling people, the Kaibob Trail, and I believe that also there's construction going on there. And wasn't it that you had to go the long way around and there was no water that way?
Something I can't quite remember what it is.
That was like a month ago that we reported that, and I haven't checked on it this morning or in the last few days, but there was a warning out for this, and there's a warning on the everywhere, really, man, telling people, especially in the Southwest, to be careful out there. And as I was saying before, most people are dehydrated before they even start. And so a lot of the people are just people trying to do a day hike or, get some exercise in, and they pick these places that that they shouldn't be. And I hate to be like that, man, but if you do not have the experience level to go on some of these trails that require experience, don't go on them. Practice first.
And then those temperatures, 120 degrees.
That's huge.
Extreme.
Yeah, man, that's hot, dude. That is hot, man. Especially when it's just smashing down on you, dude. Right? Because there's no cover. There's no trees. You can't just like dive into a pond like on the side, like on the side of the trail or something like down here, man. It's there's sand and
That's right. It's
dry and man, it's hardcore. And like I was saying, that's a huge tourist area. And so you get these people, man, that never even stepped a day out in the back country, man. And they try to do these hikes, man, because they're well known. It's a tourist spot. Hell, it's safe. No, it's not. It definitely is not safe. I see people dying here and getting towed out of that place all the time, man. They're always getting hauled out of that place, man. That Kaibob Trail, man, I just read stuff on it all the time, man. It's almost like I don't even say anything because it's brought up so much. You know what I mean, man?
I think it's a good reminder to everyone that when signs are posted about closed or hike during these hours or whatever it may be, I think it's a really good idea to heed these signs. They're put in place for a reason. They're put in place for everybody's safety.
They are. They definitely are. And so yesterday or the day before, I was reading about a hiker that suffered injury that took 2 days and 5 helicopters to pull this woman out of there. And it was from a mountain right next to Mount Whitney. I can't remember what it was. Hold on 1 second. So a female hiker was nearing the peak of the second tallest mountain in California when she fell, lost all her supplies, and suffered a horrific injury that led to a bone in her leg visibly sticking out of her skin. The woman was alone on Mount Williamson when she tumbled down the rock-covered face on the afternoon of July 2nd. She spent the next 28 hours trapped at an elevation of 13.6 feet with no access to her backpack, which contained all her food, water, and extra clothing. Even worse, shortly after she fell, a severe set of thunderstorms rolled through her location in the Sierra Nevadas, where she was hit with high winds, nearby lightning strikes, and torrential downpours. The situation was dire, but she made a wise decision that ultimately saved her life. Instead of attaching her satellite phone to her pack, which she couldn't hope to reach with her broken leg, she kept it on her person. I'm so glad this says this, actually. I didn't read this article fully.
It's a good example of where you put your satellite.
And I see so many people attaching it right here to their pack, and when they go down to a long distance, like down the hill to a water source, it looks like they're going to have, they leave their pack up there and their Garmin inReach.
right.
You need to wear that stuff on you, man. It's just so important, and this is why. So she could not reach her stuff with her broken leg. Her Garmin InReach GPS device, which she was able to put an SOS call out to authorities, who described as a calm and responsive while awaiting. Who described her as calm and responsive while awaiting rescue. Her call kicked off multi-agency operation that involved 5 helicopters in 2 days. You know, I have to say, man, that I'm not going to read any more of this, man, because it just goes on and on about the area and stuff.
I guess the good part, she was rescued.
Yeah, the good part is she was rescued, man. Also, it is a learning. This article, if anyone's reading it right now, how many of you actually see people wearing their SOS garments right on their backpacks? I've been saying it for a long time,
That's the
man.
only place I've ever seen them.
You need to keep those garments on you guys, man. Clip them to you, man. Just please, definitely click them to you.
I think that if she had not had that clip to her, it definitely would have had a different outcome.
She probably would have had to crawl down to save herself, man.
Right.
I mean, there would have been a lot more stuff involved
Absolutely.
to get her out of there. All right, let's see what we got going on. So many commercials, man. Yeah, I can't even pull back out of it. All right, and so we had a woman that ran into a mountain lion. I don't know if you saw that one.
Scary.
So in Ojai, California, a woman was hiking. Unbelievable. It's hard to click on some of these sources because there's so many commercials just popping up. So a woman had a tense encounter with a mountain lion while walking on a popular Southern California hiking trail recently. This scary moment took place on July 3rd and was captured on video by Courtney Rosura as she hiked alone on the Gridley Trail in Ojai. Rosura told KTLA she was looking down at her phone when she caught a glimpse of a mountain lion in a nearby bush. And then a few seconds later, it came out of that bush and was walking toward me again on the trail, looking at me, walking with me. Then I was kind of panicking, like, oh my gosh, what is it going to do, Rosura said. It's a big old boy right there. Check that.
Scary. Yeah, it is.
It's a big old boy or girl or whatever. An experienced hiker, she knew not to run, but instead maintained eye contact with the animal and is heard shouting no multiple times on the video. I wonder if these places just put experienced hiker down. I don't know why they do that, man. You know what I mean, dude? It bothers me. I don't know why it bothers me. I guess it's because, it does bother me because they put these people out there as experienced and then they're not. And so people are taking their ideas because they think they're experienced. Oh, that's an experienced hiker. Well, I'm going to do this. Well, okay. Anyways, so the mountain lion eventually turns and runs behind some bushes out of view. It just felt like it was kind of curious and checking me out, but it wasn't going to lunge at me, Rosura said. So I was just thankful when it ran up the hill. Rosura said that has been no sign of the mountain lion since. She is rethinking hiking the trail alone. Well, I mean, honestly, alone meaning you're not going to hike without a gun or a bear spray or something, as some sort of like maybe what do you call it?
Oh, air horn?
No, well, air horn too, but another thing, one of those shockers there,
Oh,
tasers.
yeah.
And so really, two people aren't going to do much more against a mountain lion. One's going to sit there and get eaten up while
The
the
other
other one's
can run
run.
for rescue.
Right, dude. That's right, man.
But, it was good that, she knew not to run. Because
Yeah,
that
definitely.
does, it can kick off their
Sure.
their desire to chase prey. So
Sure,
that's a good thing.
definitely. But Maybe carrying a small piece. I know this might strike up some anger in people, or strike that right chord where people want to get angry at me for saying this, man. But listen, dudes, you're going into the forest. I've been saying this for a little while to Mary. I wanted to. I don't think of it when I'm sitting here, man, because I'm half awake, and I just. Anyways, man, I think people think there's some sort of like protection bubble around the trail system, man, that says, oh, we're not gonna go in there because that's the bubble, that's the trail, man. We're not gonna. There's like this protective film over the trail, man, and it absolutely doesn't have that. The trail right now, man, is being overtaken by bears, man, because that's where people are dropping food and stuff, and they know it, man. But what I'm trying to say is as people, I see a lot of people thinking that this trail or any trail system protects you from, everything that's bad in the world, anything that's chaotic in the world, man. That this place is just the safest place on the planet, man. And I hate to say it, but it's not. And so we need to be aware of that, and carrying a piece in the woods, man. When I was a kid growing up in Maine, that's what you did. You bring your guns out with you, your rifles, whatever, man. I don't quite understand where this mentality comes from, where you go into the backcountry and you think it's wrong for someone to carry a piece with them. Well, carry a piece, man, but you don't have to show people. You don't have to carry it on your side, man. You don't have to carry it anywhere in view of anyone, and no one needs to know that you're carrying that piece. And you don't need a big piece. All you need is a little 380 or 22 or 25, man, or 32. You don't need a big piece, man. You just need a little piece, man. Keep you safe. Why not? I'd rather have one than not.
That's right.
Right.
Because if you have it and don't need it, so you've carried
Right.
it, big deal. But if you don't have it and you need it, then that's where the problem's going to be.
That's right, man. I've encountered tons of weirdo people out here, man. Hell, back in 18, there was Sovereign. And he diced up a dude, man, and a couple other people.
Yeah.
And dude was right out of his mind, man. And we had seen multiple posts before that even happened, man, because was that 18 or 19?
It was 19.
Okay, well, 19 was a pretty big year out here.
It was.
And things were different. And so there was just a lot going on out here, man. And I kept seeing posts of Sovereign dude and his little machete and his dog, man, bothering people. Yep. And so, but that could have been a time that, someone been carrying a piece, dude. And,
That's right.
that happens. It just happens, man. And there's nothing we can do about it. But being prepared isn't bad either. And so that's my opinion on carrying a piece. I mean, if the state don't reciprocate, don't carry a piece through it. But if you're in a spot where it's backcountry, man, you definitely carry a small piece, man. Why not?
My opinion's the same. I feel the same way about it.
Yeah, man. I'm not going to tell anyone not to or to carry a piece.
It's everybody's
Bear
personal
spray
choice.
is not as effective, man, but can definitely deter a person or a bear or mountain lion or any animal that might be coming after you, a honey badger, a skunk, a coon. I'm just kidding.
2 years ago, I was at Unicoi Gap. I was dropping off some riders that we had shuttled numerous times, and I was picking up a lady and her husband and her little 4-year-old child. And the lady that had just grabbed her bag out of the car, she dropped it on the ground, and I heard this swoosh, and like an aerosol sound, and then I felt this really cool thing down by my ankle on my right leg. Now I was kind of standing sideways, so thankfully I didn't get a full blast, but still up my nose, my lips, my face, all down the side of my leg, which was very bright red by the time I got back to the house. I was on fire. Her safety cap somehow had come off her bear spray. Her entire party had gotten hit with it. They were way off to the side. She was so close to me. The lady with the small boy was hit. But it left me gasping for a second. I couldn't take in a full breath. I was on fire. I'm very grateful that I did not get it in my eyes. and very grateful that that small boy did not get it at all. But
Right,
the
dude.
entire party I had dropped off, they all got whacked with it along with myself and the woman I was picking up.
That's
So
not cool.
I can definitely say I got a small hit of the bear spray, but I would not want it to happen again, especially if you got it full on force. Definitely
Be-
not.
Bear spray is definitely more potent than a regular mace or pepper spray that you would use on a human being. So, wow. And so, definitely bear spray, man, a piece, firecrackers, maybe. The reason I say firecrackers, you'd have to watch where you drop them, man, because if they explode and you start a fire, we're going to have an issue out here. So, if you're at camp, you could toss a firecracker in the fire pit or right on the ground in the shelter or something, if need be. But stuff like that, man, is definitely, I think people should be carrying it. And if that woman was carrying a piece or bear spray with her out there in those hills, man, she wouldn't have been so scared, man. You know what I mean, dude? And this isn't the first incident with the cats, the big cats up in the mountains, man, of Cali. And so it happens more often than not. And every time it seems like the person's not carrying anything. They're just out there jogging or, you know what I mean, dude, with nothing, man. And it's like, why are you going into these hills, man, without any protection whatsoever? Or a friend that can hold back the animal while you run? What's going on with that?
Yeah, no. Several years ago, we had some riders that came from, I don't remember if it was Montana, Wyoming, but they told me that when they go out to hike or camp or anything out there, there is the worry of mountain lions, there is the worry of wolves, and there is the worry of grizzly bears. So they said,
grizzlies,
no
man.
one out there goes without a gun of some sort that can protect them. Everybody is armed because of the animals that are out there. So they said most certainly they do carry. Because that was a question I asked them. I was curious as to if they were concerned for their safety, and they said everybody make sure that they are prepared for encounters with that wildlife.
Yeah, that's definitely needs to people definitely need to think about what they're doing when they go into the forest. All right, and so I want to see this right here. See if I can get it up. All right, search crews. The teens got separated while hiking in Park County on Monday. The rescue with the help from K9 and drones. Let's see what we got going on. All right, so deputies were called out. Deputies were called out, the sheriff's office said, along the Park County search and rescue, a human tracker from the Fairplay Police Department and Hartselle Fire Department's drone team, as well as members of the Lake George Fire Department, Park County Fire Protection District, and Teller County Search and Rescue.
Wow.
Whew, that was a lot to say. So they responded to an area on County Road 77, just outside of Lake George, where they found missing teen's vehicle. K9 teams were deployed to begin tracking from the vehicle a dog German Shepherd named RP. One of the missing hikers was found around 9:10 p.m. with help of a RIP and the drone team. The other hiker was found about 4 miles away on another trail, suffering from dehydration and exhaustion. Both the hikers were safely reunited with their families and expected to make a full recovery.
Wow.
I just ran across that while I was looking up stuff here, and 4 miles away from your friend, dude. What the hell are they thinking?
Yeah, you can't go on and your friend leaves?
I'm lost. I don't know.
Got lost and separated.
4 miles is quite a way
Sure is.
to be away from your friend, man. That's quite a distance. All right, and so that's what we have for today. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. It's been really hot, man. We don't have anything going on today, do we?
Not yet.
All right, sweet. All right, so I do have. I wanted to say that I have a Montbell 800 fill, 6 by 6, 6 foot 6 inch sleeping bag. It's a hugger. Actually, Jordan, our driver and friend, is getting rid of it. He ended up buying an Alpinite, and he wants to get rid of this sleeping bag. It's brand new, like never ever been used, and it's a really nice bag. It is a seamless. It's a 21 degree. I do have pictures of it online. So, and if you go to Jordan's site, he has it also for sale. But definitely, if anyone's interested, check it out. Also, Mountain Crossings has some sales going on right now, man. And if anyone is trying to gear up and with ultralight equipment or top tier equipment, I would definitely go check them out right now and see what they have going on, man, because you could probably, what would cost you a couple grand right now will cost you probably $1,000 to do, or maybe less if you're, I don't know what you're looking for. So
Definitely worth checking out.
most definitely, this is the time to gear up, man. And so anyone that's looking to through hike next year and that's looking for top tier gear, don't buy that unlightened equipment or these, the small garage gear. Go up and buy a Western Mountaineering sleeping bag or a Big Agnes or a Nemo or something, man, and get something that's going to work for. It's going to work forever. The Western Mountain
Distance with you.
it is, man, and it's not only going to go the distance, it's actually going to work. And what I mean by work is it's going to hold its temp rating plus. And sleeping is one of the most important pieces to the puzzle to reaching your goal, man. You need a good night's rest, and if you're shivering all night, you're definitely not getting a good night's rest. Plus, you're shivering off calories, and so get a good sleeping system, man. Mountain Crossings right now has Westerns for sale, man, and you could probably get one for the same price you would buy one of these garage businesses. What do they call them? I can't think of it right now. It doesn't even matter. But definitely, and I'm not putting these small businesses down. What I'm doing is saying there are better quality products out there that are for the same price right now, and it would be best if you were looking for stuff to check that out, man, first and see what's up, man. I think you could gear up actually, dude, for under $1,000 right now with top tier shit, man. I think you could get a 20 degree Western Alpinite, dude, a big Agnes Copper Spur tent, 2-man, and a nice ULA or Gossamer or Osprey or whatever gear backpack you're interested in. You could get geared up for under $1,000. Right there, what I said, I think you could get for about $800 right now. And not only that, you would be for a Alpinite 20 degree for the beginning of your hike. You could even buy it when it gets warm piece too, man, because they're super cheap right now. You could get a 38 or something for probably $1,000 altogether. And so, but what I'm trying to say, man, is you would also be you would be under 5 pounds on your base so far. So that's how you get light, man, for cheap. Don't go after these sales like REI and stuff, man. They have decent sales, but they don't have the right gear. I don't think. I don't think they hold the right equipment that an ultralight person really wants, dude, or needs to get real light, stupid light. And I'm stupid light, so.
Yeah, and I've talked to some hikers over the years that have, as once they've gotten up to Mountain Crossing, they've ditched their gear that they've purchased, and now they're buying the lighter weight gear, the higher quality gear, and now they're spending more money because in the beginning they thought maybe by spending less, of course you're saving money and you're getting things, but now you're spending more because they found the need to upgrade to better quality, and they're like, should have just done this in the first place.
Yeah, and that's, a lot of people, I like to tell them, man, I used to, I don't anymore, but don't buy everything when you get out here. Get out here, man, and buy what you need as you go. You know what I mean, man? So you could literally come out here with your big 4, man, and start hiking and then add to it instead of getting rid of stuff. You're wasting money, man. Not only that, Mountain Crossings has what an ultralight hiker needs, man. That's all there is to it. They have the equipment that people are using to get the bigger miles in, man. Lighter is better, period. But, you know, right now, they're definitely got a sweet deal going on up there, man. Anyways, we're going to end it here. Thank you so much, guys. Y'all have a good day. One love, peace.